everyone. Welcome back to another episode, another Art and Talk. I'm sorry if you hear any whooshing or wind outside. I am sitting outside today. It's a really beautiful day, so I'm recording outside. Today's topic, I just wanted to make this a quick one, but I wanted to talk about self-care. And I know that's a topic that we're flooded with in the media nowadays. Like, everyone's talking about self-care, but none of us are actually taking care of ourselves. And in this season of my life, I've just been learning that a form of self-care for me is regulating my nervous system. When we grow up in survival mode, when we grow up in constant dysfunction or chaos, it can be really hard to stop and actually just allow our minds to rest, just allow our minds to do one thing at a time. And my therapist was talking to me and she was like, when you're like doing schoolwork, like, are you just doing schoolwork? And I'm like, nope, I'm either listening to music, watching a video, or also doing like laundry at the same time. Like, we're always multitasking, and that's something that we're taught to do in order to make the most of our time, because one thing we learn is that time is money. But I think something that we also forget is in the midst of running around and trying to spend all our time doing a million things, we're also taking time off of the time that we can be spending with the people that we love, the time that we can be spending taking care of ourselves, the time that we can be spending resting. And I know people say this is like a famous thing that rich people say, but it's like, I'll sleep when I die or something like that, like, or I'll rest when I'm dead. And that is, first of all, just absolutely crazy. And I'm somebody who's super high functioning. I'm somebody who constantly needs to be stimulated and constantly needs to be doing something. And it just, like, I feel like I'm my best self when I'm doing things. I'm just very productive in that way. But I've started to notice as I've grown older how much that's affecting me and how unhealthy it's becoming, because there is no balance. There's nothing wrong with being high functioning. There's nothing wrong with liking to do things, but we need to know and discern the difference between liking to do things and liking to be productive and still living in survival mode. And in so many areas of my life, I've been able to see that I'm still living in survival mode. And I think it's such a hard conclusion to come to, because I would like to think that I've healed. I would like to think that I've overcome these things. I would like to think that I'm better at self-care, but a lot of the habits and the things that we do is because we're still operating out of a place of chaos. We're still operating out of a place of dysfunction. We still feel like we're trying to hit a goal, or we have to get somewhere in order to achieve something. And a lot of us don't see the worth, or we don't see the value in just sitting and in just being. And I want to ask you that in the midst of living life, in the midst of doing all these things that life tells you that you need to do, what have you been doing for you? I noticed in my own life that I haven't been doing anything for me. I haven't been doing anything that feeds my soul. And obviously I read the Bible, I go to church, and those are those things. But I used to do church online, and I found like that's not really feeding me. But it was the most time efficient thing to do to go on church online. And then I realized, like, I need to be in the building. I need to be around people. I need to like take this time out of my busy schedule and just sit in the house of the Lord, right? Like, if I'm sitting online, like, yes, I'm still, technically in church, but after I do this, my whole room is beside me. All my distractions are right next to me. Like, am I really taking that time out to be with God, to be with myself? Something else that I notice is, like, I journal a lot. So when I have a problem or there's something going on, I journal right away. But then I had to think to myself, like, am I really taking the time to go through what I'm feeling? Am I really taking the time to ask myself how these old habits and how the pain of the past is showing up in my present day? And then I decided, like, I need to sign up for therapy. I need to carve out a designated time where it's just me and this person who's trained and helping me through my problems. And I need to be honest about what I'm going through. I need to be honest about how I feel, where there's no distractions, where there's no way to escape how I'm feeling. And so life is not going to stop. Life is going to continue. The trials are going to continue. Different hard things are going to continue happening. And it's not about stopping life or putting a pause on life, because life only stops when we die, right? But while we're here and while we're living, what are you going to do in order to live your best life? What are you going to do to add a little bit more ease in your life? Something that a take that I've really loved is people talk about, like, oh, if you stop buying an iced coffee every day, then you save $300 by the end of the year that you can invest. And I don't agree with that. I think we should be careful with our money. I think we should be responsible with our money. But if buying an iced coffee every day is one little thing that feeds to your self-care, that makes you feel better about your day, that just starting your day with a nice iced coffee makes you feel more productive, then do those things for yourself. We never know when our time is. And if we're spending all of our time living so rigidly, or if we're spending all of our time working and striving, if we drop dead one day, God forbid, like, what do we have to show for it? Can we say that we've really lived this life? Can we say that we've really enjoyed the fruits of our labor when we're running around and trying to fulfill all of these priorities that really mean nothing at the end of the day? So I'm not telling you to drop all the things that you're doing today and just go live carelessly, but I'm telling you to live a little bit more freely today. Do something that feeds your soul. Sign up for therapy, attend the new church, sign up for the pottery class, learn how to swim again. Do the little things that add to your life, that add to your routine, and give yourself something to look forward to. Give yourself something that's satisfying for you to do. Life is not all about working. Life is not all about anxiety and stress. There is freedom in life. There's joy in life. There is love in life, but we need to seek that out. The same way we low-key seek out stress, we need to seek out the joy of the Lord. The same way we're connected to dysfunction and chaos, we need to allow ourselves to soak in the little moments of peace that we have in our day. So even if that's 5 minutes of just sitting in silence before you start your day, even if that's 10 minutes of just going on a walk and listening to your favorite song, even if that's just 30 minutes of journaling and getting your thoughts out for the day and surrendering that, do what you need to do in order to fulfill your life and bring self-care, real self-care back into your life. So I challenge you to do that today, and let me know how it goes in the comments down below. But that's just my little take for today. I hope you guys have an amazing, beautiful, blessed, and prosperous day, and I will see you guys next on another Art and Talk. Bye.